Hello, my dearest friends, my dearest beautiful co-creator souls of love and light. This is Nanari, Princess of the Sea, coming to you with a new video. And this video is inspired by a woman who I'm free from remembering her name right now. However, she was asking about this very topic, about what it means to fall in love and to be in love. And so, inspired by her, and I thank her for this, and I hope that she does watch this video when I post it. As she said that she wanted to remember who she is more in this realm, and she thought falling in love was an earthly context. And so I'm going to discuss that in this video. And this is also inspired by someone who is in my life who says he doesn't fall in love. And so I'm going to invite him and invite all of you to step into a different resonance of what falling in love really means. So I'm going to ask you in this moment to just be in the stillness and imagine for a moment that someone loves you so completely and deeply. Imagine that they see all of you, your beauty, your magnificence, your faults, and even your fuck-ups, and still sits there seeing you as God, still loving you, still being with you, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, no matter how you act. Because this person knows the soul of who you are, and knows that loving and love and falling in love and being in love is not dependent upon circumstances or situations. It's only dependent upon the inner knowing of the soul. That no matter what darkness emerges from within you, that it never diminishes that love, that it never hampers or deepens or dampens. It never dampens the longing in the heart to be with that which is love, which is you. That even the appearance of that darkness within you has never made him or her look at you as anything less than beautiful. That it is through shining the light on that love and all that is not love that is the most beautiful thing in the world, because this person reminds you again and again of who you really are, of love itself. Just imagine that for a moment. Can you feel that? That is who God, love, source, the master artist, whatever you so choose to call such. That's how God sees you. It's how love sees you. It's how the master artist, source, sees you. So imagine you being that person for you. You loving you that way. And then imagine you loving another, seeing you within them, because you see God when you see them. That no matter what they do or how they act, you still love them. That is what falling in love is. That is what being in love is. See, falling in love is falling into the arms of love itself. Falling into the arms of God, the master artist, source itself. It is falling into that resonance of seeing as God sees you, as love sees you, as the master artist sees you, and seeing that in another. That is soul love. See, earthly relationships are about, I love you and I'm going to love you so that you can love me, because I'm trying to get love from you. That's an earthly relationship. It's not what falling in love is. That's the earthly way of falling in love. What I'm speaking about, and when I say I love you to someone, I'm speaking about falling in love into the arms of love itself. Falling into that place, that resonance where you see as God sees, and you uplift that person in that resonance. You see their bumps, their bruises, their magnificence and all. You see your bumps, bruises, magnificence and all. And you still love. Because you are love. Not because if you love that person's going to love you back. But you love because that's all there is love. Is to love as God loves. Imagine it's like seeing a flower, and you can see that there's a petal broken or tweaked, or, maybe it's not perfect, quote unquote. But yet there's perfection in the imperfection. And as I've said many times before in videos and in channelings and whatnot, imperfection is simply I am perfection. And we still see the awe and the magnificence in even those darkest moments. I see the darkness in you, and I'm still staying. I'm not leaving you. I'm always here. That's God. That's what God does. That's what Source does. That's who we are to be with one another. Whether it's in a romantic way of a romantic relationship, a friendship, mother-daughter, father-son, mother-son, friends, doesn't matter. That's who we are to be with one another. And that's what truly falling in love means. And being in this love. It's that soulful love. Because that unconditional love exists in each one of us. And it's not about objectifying someone. It's about being in that place of oneness. Being in that place where you understand and know each other's soul. You hear each other's soul song and you sing it to one another, even when you forget. See, earthly relationships are about that I love you, as in indicating a possession. Like, I love you as if you are mine. And it's a way of objectifying that person and projecting onto that person love. When I say I love you, whether it's to the man that I love, to a friend, or to all beings that are here on this earth and all creation, like this beautiful flower, if you can see it. When I look at this flower and I say I love you, or I look at the man I love and I say I love you, I am saying I love the God in you. I see the God in you. I see the beautiful master artist, the real, raw, vulnerable, from the heart soul you really are. And I am seeing you as Source sees you. And I am loving you as Source sees you. And it reminds me of this beautiful song that's an agape song that I think it's been pretty recently written, that Michael and Ricky Beckwith wrote together. And the lyrics, I'll just share some of the lyrics with you. It's so beautiful. It's, when I'm walking with you, I'm walking with God. When I'm talking with you, I'm talking with God. If God is all there is, then everything is God. And that's what I mean when I say I love you to someone. I see you as God. I'm loving you as God. I'm walking and talking with you and loving you and being with you as God does, as Source does. And in that, there's this wholeness and this oneness and this beautifulness, and you don't hold on to things. You're free from holding on to situations or circumstances or things that someone has said. You know it in your heart and your soul. You feel it in your heart and your soul, because it has nothing to do with what was done or what was said or how that person harmed you or you harmed that person. All of that is in the past, because being in that now moment of that presence of love, you're in the presence of the presence, which is God. This is why we call the present moment. And I have that on my website. If you look at the welcome page on my website, I talk about the gift of the presence and how it is the presence. And being in that moment, it's a gift. That's why we call it the present moment, because it's the present, opening the gift of being in that moment. Because earthly relationships, they change. Earthly relationships have the highs and the lows and the jealousies and the angers and the fears and the comings and the goings and the neediness of you wanting and needing this person to be with you. And you get angry when they don't behave a certain way, and all of those things that you objectify in a person. In heart connection, soul connection, union, that soul love, there is none of that. Because there is no need for me to use you as a means to be love and to be in love or to fall in love. I don't need you as an object of my attention or affection. I am already it within. And so if I'm already it within and I'm already being this love, and you are already being in this love, feeling and being whole, perfect, complete, and beautiful as you are and as I am, then we fall into the arms of love together. We fall into the arms of love together. And that is what falling in love really is. That is the soulful falling in love. We are just standing there being in this isness, this beautiful isness of love, of what God is. And then the other stuff of the anger and the jealousy and the pain and the hurt, and he said this and she said this and he did that and she did that, and holding on to all of that stuff, it all goes. It all fades. Not because it didn't happen. It's not like sticking your head in the sand and acting like, oh yeah, that stuff didn't happen. No, you acknowledge that that stuff happened, but yet you embrace it. You embrace it in this beautiful love, knowing that all of that was just the unawakened parts of your consciousness that said that or did that, or that person said or did that. And then you hold that in love. And then you're able to embrace that in love and know that it's okay. That it was just the unawakened part of your consciousness. And that instead, you now come into the presence of seeing one another as God does. And this is how you shift into falling in love and being in love, because you see the beloved in all. You see the beloved in this beautiful flower. You fall in love with this flower, and then you choose to share that completeness that you are in a natural progression, and things flow. Because when you put emotional distance or physical distance or spiritual distance in between you and another person, what that does is it may put that distance there, but unless you do the work within you, it's just going to keep coming back to you. And I had that happen to me because there was inner work that I was free from doing that kept showing up again and again in my relationships and connections after my separation and divorce from my former husband. And it came back also in my former husband, coming back to me, wanting me back. And he came from that wanting and neediness of, I'm going to try to love you if you love me. And I realized it was my inner work in the places that I wasn't loving myself. And so when I came into actually loving myself, I came into this resonance of falling in love the way I'm speaking to you here. And so then soul love becomes seeing that divinity and being that love and generosity and beingness and creativeness and peacefulness and calmness. And it's just this juiciness that's already within you. And you just feel it so deeply, and then you want to share it. You want to share it with a man or woman that you love, or with others in life, or with nature. You just share it openly. And you're not trying to be happy. You just are this happiness. You're happy from within. And you're sharing this whole and completeness with everyone. And it becomes very juicy when two beings can be in that resonance and fall in love that way. Fall into the arms of love. It's like a song that I know. Let her dance. Let her be free. Let her open her arms and know why angels have wings. Let her dance into the sun. Hold it in her hands. Fall into the arms of love. That's what it means to fall in love. So I am going to invite you to fall in love. Fall in soulful love, heart-centered love, the intuitive heart, the intuitive knowing. That love that is like a love that a mother has for her child. I know each morning when I wake up, I don't wonder, do I love my children? I love all of them, including my daughter who's in spirit. It's that type of falling in love. I invite you to fall in love and know how deeply I love you. Espada.